Alright friends, inside this video topic, again we'll discuss a very amazing concept of React, and that is how to use the concept of context provider inside this headless store. Let's go back to editor. So before going and implementing the concept of context provider inside this headless store, first thing first, we have to know that what basically it is and why we use inside React application. So first thing first, let's go and open our src app component. So here inside this app component, we can see that here we have the multi lines of code. Here it is also containing multiple functions and multiple parameters what basically we are passing inside each of the component as a prop value. So let's get started with a very simple example. So here inside this app, we can see here we have the first state variable, that is loader, set loader, use state equals to false. Remember why we had created? So this state variable we had created because to set the loading icon over the screens of this headless store. So parallelly, also we had a function to set the loading icon, and that is called set page loading. So this is the function what basically we have created inside this app component. And remember, if suppose I want to use a loading icon inside our products page, we have passed this function like set page loading. If I scroll, and now we can see that that function we are using a prop inside this product component. We can see again here if I go set page loading, we are using inside this my orders component, here inside this auth component, and here inside this single product component. So it means that if I want to create a global function, a global parameter, what basically we can use throughout the application, the best place is that we can simply define inside app component, and easily we can pass as a prop keyword, and easily we can get access over that component file. For example, here we have passed this set page loading inside this product component. So if I open pages, product component, and now we can see that simply we have destructured and used that global function inside this product component. Now from this concept, we can understand that if we want to use some global parameters, some global functions throughout the application, it's better to go inside app component, define there, and according to need, according to use, just pass as a prop to that related component. Let's open a new tab. So far inside this course, what the concept we have used, all those functions, what basically we are trying to call as a global functions, we define all those functions inside this app component file. So it is containing some global parameters and maybe some global functions. And then after we have called these global parameters, these global functions inside related component files. And inside these component files, simply we have passed as a concept of prop. And now one more thing, what will happen if suppose we have any child component, what basically we are calling inside related component. For example, as you know that inside this app component, we have multiple functions, multiple parameters, what basically we are using globally inside related components. So inside any related component, for example, inside product component, also we are calling a child component. So here product component, and inside product component also we have one more component as a child. Let's a single product component. So if suppose this global function I want to use inside single product, what is the process? So what the things so far we studied inside this overall course, the concept is that this function, like the global function, first we have to pass inside product component as a prop, and then later on the same function we can pass inside single product with the same concept as a prop. Now, this concept will be known as prop trailing concept, where the property travels from this parent component to this child component, and then after from this child component to this inner child component. Now, to solve this issue, here comes the concept of context hook API. So, by using context hook API, simply we can understand that it's a common place, a global place where we can put our global parameters or the global functions, and easily by the help of context hook provider, we can call those parameters, those functions into a much easier way inside any of the component. Either it will a parent component, child component, or inner child component. So let's get started that how to create our context hook provider and how to define global functions so that we can easily access inside any of the component file. Now to create a context and its provider, it's very simple. Just go inside SRC folder. So either we can create that context inside any of these subfolders, or it's better, let's go inside SRC and I will create a file and call it as my store context.jsx. Then after simply import, and I will import, let's say, create context from React and use context from React. Then after, let's create context here, and I will call it as, let's say, const my store context equals to, and I will use create context. Then after, let's create a custom hook. By the help of that custom hook, actually we can access the functions or the properties what basically we provide by the help of this context hook. So simply here, let's define a custom hook. So I will call it as export const, let's say my store hook equals to, and it will simply return use context, and inside this use context let's pass my store context. Now then after, in between these lines of code, here we have created and here we have used, but what the functions, what the parameters we provide to our component, all these things will be decided inside these lines of code. So here let's export const, I'll create, let's say, my store provider. After this store provider, let's say parenthesis, curly pairs, and in return from this provider, let's say return parenthesis, and inside this parenthesis, let's copy this my store context dot provider, and here what the functions, what the parameters we define inside this provider, it will be available for all child component. So here let's pass children, just copy and put inside this provider, save these changes. Now let's try with our first global function. So I will go into this app component, and here, as you know that this is for loading icon, so let's go here and let's pass here, and then after also we have the function. So if I go, let's get this set page loading, I simply cut that function and put inside this my store provider. So this is use state. So also we have to import, and let's use state. Now next after this, let's copy this set page loading. Now I want that this function will be available for all components. So let's copy, go inside this provider syntax and add a value prop, curly pairs, then again curly pairs, and here it will be set page loading. So automatically what the things we passed here, this will be available for all the childrens, and in this case, all the children will be all the component. So next after this, what basically we have to do, let's go inside our main.jsx, and here let's import my store provider. As we can see, this store provider is now available from this store context.jsx, and then after let's copy and call here. Now automatically let's go and cut this app component and put here. So now as we can see that inside this master provider, this is a child component, and this child component here we have used inside the children. So it means what the values we pass, automatically these values will be easily accessible inside this children, inside this app component. Now next after this, I want to use the concept of loading icon, what we have triggered here. So go inside app component. If I will go at the top of this file, let's import our custom hook what we have created. So inside this my store context, remember this is our custom hook called my store hook. So simply if I will go and import, let's say import my store hook, and now you can see that automatically it has provided from this my context JSX. So it's very simple. Let's copy, go here, and here let's say const. So I want to use the concept of set page loading. So set page loading, and it will be from use store hook. Now automatically this function, like this value will be available from this hook, and this hook provides, like here we have the definition. So it's very simple. Now we can see that set page loading, now inside app component, already we have passed as a prop inside any of these components. So if I save these changes, let's go. And I think we have some error here. Let's go inside console and okay. Like here we have the return spelling error. So first we have to fix that. So let's fix, save these changes. Again, if I go to console and okay, loader is not defined. And if here we are using the loader and this is a state variable, so also I want that this loader will be available for all the components. So it's better. Let's copy, go here and just pass here. Now this is also available for all the components. So let's go inside app component. So while calling our custom hook, simply let's call our loading as well. If I save these changes and now we can see that error has been fixed. Let's go and reload. So if I go and click on products here, and now we can see that our loading is working. So here, this time, this loading or the loader is coming from our context hook, and this is the global place where we can define our all the parameters, all the global functions, what basically we need throughout the application. Now let's try the same concept with one more example. So if I again go inside this product component, so remember inside product component, here we have function called render product price and the same piece of code also we have inside this single product component. So what basically we can do, as we know that this is a function, what basically we are using inside product component as well as single product component. So why actually not make this function as a global function and simply call inside these two component files? So what I will do, simply I will cut this function from here. Just go inside my store context.jsx and let's put here. Now save these changes. Let's do some formatting. Simply, let's copy this function name, then I will go here and simply pass inside this value prop. Now this function will be available for all the components. So then after, let's copy, go inside first inside this product component. I'll remove this function from here. And once we remove, so if I go inside product component and now we can see that here we have some error that is and the error is render product price is not defined. So how to fix that? It's very simple again. Let's go and import our my store hook. So it will be my store hook. It is available. Then after here, let's say import and not import, it's const. And this is the function what basically we have passed here. And it will be from my store hook. Let's copy and this function same we have used right here. Now this time it is available. So if I go to browser and now we can see that if I reload, error has been fixed. Now let's go inside our single product component. Now this time, if I save this component file, again we'll have some error that render product price is not defined. So if I go click on any of the product, here we have the same piece of error that is render product price is not defined. So what we can do, just go at the top of this file. Let's import our custom hook. So my store hook imported. Then after I will go here, let's say const from my store hook and I want to import this render product price. So just copy and call from here, save these changes. Now this is available. So once it will be available, easily we can use it. And now we can see that error has been removed. Additionally, also we can do some more customizations. If I go here, let's open our app component. So we can see that inside this app component, here we have much more settings. Like here we have add products to cart. Then after remove items from cart, here we have set user logged in status, set user logout and clear cart items. So what we can do, if I go and cut all these functions from here, let's cut, go inside our my store context and here let's close this function and paste here. And in between also we can check that it has dependencies on some state variables. So if I go at the top, so here we have is authenticated. Now what we can do, just go and cut all these things. And also if I open, here we can see set cart items. So what we can do, let's cut all these code from here and just go inside my store context, and here let's close step by step all these functions and just put here. So these are the state variables. So I will cut, go at the top, put here. So if I save these changes, let's figure out that what are the errors right now we are getting inside console. So if I go, so use effect is not defined, and it is because first we have to import from React. So it will be use effect, save these changes. Now again we can see set user logout is not defined and it is coming from app.jsx. So here set user logout, let's copy, go inside this value prop, put here, go inside app component and just get from here. Save these changes. Now if I go to console, now again we have the error that is authenticated is not defined. So for that what we can do, again go to my store context, and if I search for is authenticated, here it is. Let's copy, go here, just pass here, go inside app component and load here. Save these changes. Let's reload and we can see another error that is cart is not defined. So where is the cart? And here it is. Just copy cart. Let's go pass inside this value prop, go inside app component and just get here. So let's do formatting to get all these values. So set page loading, loader, set user logout, is authenticated, and cart. And also if I go to my store context, let's do some formatting here as well. So set page loading, loader, render product price, set user logout, and cart. Save these changes. So if I go, let's reload and add to products, like add products to cart is not defined. So in this case, this is the function. Let's copy, go here, just pass, go inside app component, and let's load here. In the same way, we have remove items from cart. So what I will do, let's copy this remove items from cart, put here, and get here. Now logged in user data. So for logged in user data, if I go to state variable, here it is. Let's copy, put here inside app component, just get here, save these changes. Now clear cart items here inside this console. Actually, we are getting like all the idea that what we are missing from console. So simply here we have the clear cart item. Let's copy, pass here, and inside this app component, let's pass here, save these changes. And if I go and see set user logged in, like set logged in user data, if I go set logged in user data and it is here, let's check again set logged in user data. So I have copied, go and paste and just use here, save these changes. And here we have set user logged in status. If I go set user logged in status, so let's copy, put here inside this app component, just put here. And now we can see that if I reload, there is no error and all things are working. Go to home, it's working. Go to products, working. Let's click on add to cart. And inside this add to cart, we are getting some error into console. And this is toast is not defined. And this toast actually we are calling inside this store context, like here, my store context. So what we can do, if I simply go here, let's go at the top. So we have to import. So import toast from, and it will be React Toastify. Save these changes. So if I go, let's reload, click on add to cart, product added, click here, product added. Now we can see three items. Click here, three items. If I click on remove button, OK, product removed, click on checkout. So right now user is logged out. So we have login and sign up. Let's say user is logged in. click on login, and user is now logged in. Go inside our my orders. Right now there is no order. Go to cart, checkout. Let's pass the information. So for the time being, I am passing the dummy values. Email is okay. Click on place order. Order has been placed, and if I go to my orders, refresh orders, and now we can see that successfully all things are working inside console. And also we have means we don't have any errors, so successfully all these functions now working. But in this topic, in this video, we had used the great concept of context hook API. We had seen that how well organized we had done all the coding sections into a separate file, and easily inside app component we have called something like this. Also, not here inside this, inside only inside app component, also you can call this maestro hook inside any of the component file where you need all these functions. So successfully, for this interesting video, interesting concept, please hit the like button to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Now let's meet our next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.